appreciate you telling us your story. It's very sad.
There is no price big enough that he could pay, as far as I'm concerned.
Because Warren hasn't been found, the case hasn't gone to the civil courts yet.
The story of the Brent Jeffs family, if it's true, and I know these are allegations and it hasn't been proven, but if it's true, I think they speak volumes about Warren Jeffs. It seems that he may have used religion as a tool all along, and that religion might not be the driving force for Warren Jeffs. He might not be a religious delusionary. He might be a psychopathic narcissist.
Warren Jeffs is accused of abusing children, and he set the scene for his last stand. It's crucial that he's found soon. Now, the FBI are reporting a sighting in Florida. Could they be on the verge of catching Warren Jeffs? I've been travelling for 3.5 weeks on the trail of Warren Jeffs. He's a polygamist cult leader on the run from charges of sex abuse. Starting in LA, I've been to Arizona, Canada, Texas, and Salt Lake City. Now I'm in Florida, on the other side of the US. According to the FBI website, Warren Jeffs has been spotted here trying to buy more land.
It just doesn't look like a very Warren Jeffs type of place. I suppose anything's possible with Warren, you know, when it comes to hiding out. I mean, maybe Florida is so unlikely, it makes sense for him to be hiding out here.
I want to find out what the story is from local law enforcement.
According to the FBI, they received information that he himself, as well as members of his organization, had physically been here in Lake County. We were unable to confirm that information or to verify it.
It's interesting that the FBI put that, they actually put Leesburg specifically.
Because that was the name they were given, was Leesburg, Florida.
But I mean, they put it on their website.
Why not?
Well, you tend to think that if they're going to announce it like that, then there must be something more to it than just...
If you are trying to track somebody down and you're trying to get him, you're going to try to corner him. And the best way to corner him is tell them everywhere you think he's been. Even if he hasn't been. He could be sitting back there laughing and saying, "Huh, we've never been in Florida." But guess what? We're not going there now.
Well, that's sneaky. Then I feel like I've just come all the way here and I'm falling for it.
Well, not necessarily, because I don't know how credible their information is. They're not going to give that to us. It's kind of on that, you ever heard the old saying, it's on a need-to-know basis, and we don't need to know. That's the way the FBI works.
I've wasted my time coming all the way to Florida for nothing. I feel like I've been sent on a wild goose chase. This time, it's by the FBI.
Maybe it's in the FBI's interest to throw everybody off the scent. Maybe it's in the FBI's interest to send people like me via their website to places like Leesburg, where Warren Jeffs clearly is not. You can't control the FLDS from Leesburg in Florida. It's physically impossible.
You're watching the #1 KSL5 Eyewitness News at 10.
Could Warren Jeffs have been in Lehigh today?
3 days later, there's yet another Jeff sighting, this time back in Utah.
On the night before hunting, hunters packed Cabela's to get last-minute supplies. But it turns out the big catch might have already been in Cabela's. FBI agents were also able to get some kind of a surveillance tape from inside Cabela's here. They are working to see if they can identify Jeff's.
I'm getting cynical. All these sightings, and no one seems any closer to catching him. I need answers, so I go to meet the FBI at their Arizona headquarters. Why would a fugitive like Warren Jeffs be seen shopping in Utah? And did the FBI really think he was in Leesburg?
So we went to Leesburg and spoke to the Lake County sheriffs. With what you know of Warren Jeffs now and the stage of the investigation you're at, does it make sense to you that he might have been there? Is it logical?
No.
Do you think he's a sophisticated fugitive, or that he could get caught outside a fishing shop?
I think he's a protected fugitive.
There are people in Short Creek you suspect they may know where he is, and yet you have no way of getting that information from them.
That's true. And I'm sure they know where he is, some of them.
Have you heard that he's been there recently?
No, I have not heard any information that he's been there recently.
Because when I was there a couple of weeks ago, I heard that he'd been there within the last 3 weeks to perform a marriage.
Okay, I have not heard that.
You've not heard that?
No.
El Dorado. And have you been down there yourself?
No, I haven't.
You can't search their premises?
No, you cannot. They don't have to let us in there. They don't have to talk to us. They don't even have to open their door. And there's not a thing we can do about it.
But he's a criminal.
He is.
I thought they were tough on crime around here.
When we catch him, I think we can be.
I just can't understand why he hasn't been caught.
At some point in time, I would hope that he would do something to one of his loyal followers that are going to upset them enough that they come to law enforcement.
So you're hoping for a mistake, or you're hoping for a dissident?
Yeah, essentially.
But it's hope, essentially?
Yes.
I've spent a month travelling 8,000 miles from coast to coast and back again. I've exhausted all my leads on Warren Jeffs, and much like the FBI, I'm giving up.
258, and you want to head on up to gate A27.
I don't think it's rocket science to find Warren. I think it can be done. And it's frustrating that I didn't, but it's even more frustrating that the people who should be finding him are not finding him. There's a really sordid underbelly to all of this. I've learned about embezzlement, families getting broken up, but it's the sex abuse, really, the way that he uses sex to dominate and oppress his followers. I think if you really take into account the allegations against him of sex crimes against children and the authority he has as a god figure, it just spells disaster.
For me, this is a cautionary tale. If nothing is done soon, then the doomsday prophecies might well become reality for the FLDS. In the meantime, Warren Jeffs remains at large.
You can follow up the issues raised in the programme and find sources of further information and support at channel4.com/believe.